Welcome, everybody. This is After Midnight Noodles. Today, we are going to do a world tour of me and my buddy's most recent playthrough of Valheim. We did a no map playthrough, and we finally beat the final boss last night, which is Fodder. And so, after beating the final boss, we decided to turn on the map and just kind of treat ourselves and look at where we went, all the trials and errors, all of the whole journey through finding all the bosses with no map. So I'll turn on the map for you, and I'll just kind of give you a little nutshell story of how it went for us. So we started in the middle at spawn, and we kind of, made paths and signs, and kind of stuck to the coast, and we were able to find black forests kind of north and south of the spawn location. So this is the area we started in with no map. We got all of our bronze and our tin, and we made it through the first section. We've beat Eikthyr, the first boss, and we got a location in the crypt somewhere to Elder. And with no map, it's kind of a challenge to find these bosses. So it gives you a hint where it swings your camera in the direction of the closest boss. So we got the direction and it was leading us kind of south. So we got in a boat and we sailed across this inland sea, which we didn't know it was an inland sea at the time. But anyway, we sailed across, we hit land. So we took our boat and our portal with us and we went across the land, got in our boat again, and we continued south, still using the same direction for the Elder. And I'm not sure exactly how it happened. I think we ended up sailing down here, and we did find Elder. And what happened was after we beat Elder, we saw this here swamp, so we decided to settle a base right here where this fire marker is now. And that's where we kind of got through a little bit of the Iron Age. We found a couple crypts here, a couple crypts across the way, which gave us a direction for bone mass, which led us south again. And actually, we didn't find this bone mass. We ended up doing this run here probably at least a dozen times, and we didn't go far enough to this side, so we missed bone mass every time. And we ended up down here, and we sailed all around, and we never found him down this way. So we decided to like kind of take a break from that at one point and load our boat with iron and try and sail it back home to spawn. So we sailed north to spawn, but we missed it because this is like a donut. And so we ended up sailing up the coast looking for spawn, never found it. Ended up going up this way, and we ended up where this bed is now, and that's where we settled what we called our silver base. And we thought this was a pretty good spot because there was like plains, there was meadows, there was mountain, there was swamp. So this got us through the middle, pretty much the middle to the end of the game from here. And actually, we didn't find any of the traders through this playthrough at all. Like we totally missed Haldor. We did not get, like, if we had found Bone Mask, we would have found the witch because she's actually right next to this Bone Mask. And Hilder, we missed Hilder, so we didn't get any of them through the no map playthrough, but we did get all the bosses, which is kind of like the main goal. Um, so anyway, we ended up here at the silver base, and we found this here swamp right across the way. So we were going across, getting a bunch of iron and silver from this here mountain, and we found bone mass here by accident. Um, so we got very lucky with this. We ended up fighting bone mass, no problem. Uh, and then after bone mass, Yagluth wasn't too far away. We ended up finding a sealed tower, and I think there was the boss direction stone was like here ish. And then the igloos was like right there, so we got really lucky with the igloos as well. And we developed a little base here by Yagluth, which we'll show you later. And then from Yagluth, we went to the Mistlands, and the Mistlands was very challenging with no map. Um, you know, it's very misty. It's really hard to see where you're going. We tried, I don't know, it took us probably at least a week or so, real life, to find the queen. We ended up going all the way on one side and then getting directed to the other side, and we finally found her. And once we beat the queen, you know, we knew we had to sail south to the Ashlands, and so we loaded up a boat. We sailed south, and we ended up um, down to the Ashlands, where you can see all these death markers. Um, so I just wanted to do a world tour, make a video log of this playthrough, and so we're gonna start off here in the meadows, and we'll just do a little walkthrough. So this is where we started. Uh, DOS Boys After Midnight Noodles live here. And this is our starter base. It's a Janko-Rama build. I think the idea was basically we kind of wanted to build something up a little bit high so that we could kind of see around us. And, you know, we started off with one building and then started another building and kind of meshed them together. And, you know, this place looks kind of cool. It's got a really interesting flow to it. It's kind of like a witch's hut or something. You know, so we got like a little meeting room here, and then up here we got like a little crafting area, just like the beginning tier crafting. And you know, we got some storage over here, and then down below we've got, you know, a little cooking area, nice and cozy spot here, some beds, kind of like a cellar style basement. You know, it's like half finished. And then out here we've got like a little outdoor patio slash barbecue area. You can come sit in here with your friends and relax for the evening. You know, cook up some boar meat or something on the fire. And then here we have just like a little, you know, little porch. Look out at the sea. But I think this base has a really nice flow to it. Um, you know, we didn't really focus too much on like aesthetics for this. We were just kind of just starting off and just trying to, you know, get by with what we had. So it only goes up so high and then it kind of gets janked. But, you know, it works. It serves its purpose. So this is where we started. This is the spawn, the meadows spawn. Now this intro unfortunately took a lot of the day, so we're probably gonna have to sleep and then go about it. But we'll just play through and see what happens. Hopefully the weather stays good. Hopefully it doesn't storm. Probably will. But that's Valheim for you. So yeah, this is a no map playthrough. So with this no map playthrough, it was a challenge. You know, I mean, you rely so heavily on the map without realizing it when you play through this game, and then when you don't have the map, I mean, you have to start. It really does immerse you. Um, so we had to build all these paths. Like I would carry a hoe with me pretty much wherever I went, and we would make these paths and signs to lead us to different things. So this path here eventually leads to a dark forest, and then beyond the dark forest there's a mountain, and we were able to get some silver and whatnot from this area. So it works. Okay. So from this base here, we, like I said, we sailed across and we ended up down towards where the Elder is. And our portal system, when you play this game, you get like you get just way too many portals on the go. So like I was trying to just have like two or like very few. So basically, we made this here, this board of all the portals that exist out in the world. And for the most part, we were just carrying around a nameless portal, and that nameless portal was what we called the travel portal. And then if we got to a place where a point of interest, we decided to just, plop a portal down, name it, and then we'll add it to the board. And that way we don't have crazy portals. And then when you have something really special, then you make like a designated portal for that, whatever. So anyway, all you got to do is look on the board, type it in, and then, based on the play history, where you're going basically. At least at least I do. So 4 was what we called our iron base, and it's nothing special. It was, just to get us past the elder and then a little bit of iron. So this is it. This is base number 4, portal number 4. And just like a cute little spot, just on the edge of the Black Forest, overlooking the swamp, and I think Elder was from here. Yeah, just across. So we must have found him. Like we sailed down here, found him, and then we could probably see the swamp in the distance. So we were like, let's go that way. Found this cute little spot and settled for a little bit to get us through the beginning of the Iron Age. So nothing special, but just a cute little spot. There were smelters out here, and they were, you know, they uh, they've served their purpose. So yeah, little cooking spot, smelting spot, outdoor barbecue, and then we had some crafting in here, some cooking in here, a couple beds just in case. Nothing special, but worth showing. Worth showing because we spent some time there. Battled some trolls and some swamp dwellers. Okay, so sun's going down, so we may as well head to the silver base. Now, the silver base was our biggest base. We spent the most time there. It's kind of like what got us through most of the game. So that was portal number 6. So we'll go there. We'll have a sleep, and we'll continue this journey. We got a lot to show. So, grab a drink, grab a snack, sit back, relax, and join After Midnight Noodles in a DOS Boys World Tour. All right, so this is the silver base, and we're just kind of gonna go with the flow here. There's a lot to take in here. I kind of go overboard with the building and the mining and the crafting and everything. So let's just get up high, and that might be a good place to start. So, like I said before, after the Iron Age, the beginning of the Iron Age, which was here, we tried to sail home and we missed it because of this donut-shaped landmass. We ended up where this bed marker is, and when we landed here, we could see swamp, we could hear goblins giggling, we saw black forest trees, and when there was a mountain. And I was like, this is a great place for a no map playthrough. This looks like a pretty good place to, settle in and, get some more iron, get some more, mountain stuff, get some plain stuff. This was, I thought, a pretty good spot. Nice little shaded bay. There's like a Kame Island out there, which we got a fire settled out there. So this is where we settled. And it started off with this main house here that my cursor's pointing at. And this is you know, the mother house. A nice, cute little crafting area. Everything is conveniently, within reach for crafting. You got your bench. You got lots of storage. You have forge, repair your items, craft items. This was all ingredients, like, fruits and veggies, meats and honey, seeds for planting. And then, of course, the build is centered around this hearth. Um, you got the cozy signs, you tasty Viking foods, was these Das Boys, and here you've got a nice little cauldron, place to cook your meads. There's a nice iron cooking station. Best to use that from the outdoor, but it works from indoor as well. Here's like a little bedroom area. We've got Bender's the Mender's bed, Kratos' bed, nice little throne where you can get 17 comfort, get your rested buff up. We got our foot lockers. This is a nice little storage spot that my buddy designed. Conveniently, like, everything is just within reach here. You grab what you want, you cook it, craft it. Um, we got our fermenters for making our meads. A little bit of extra storage here for gold and black metal missiles and wooden missiles. And we got our artisan table. And then, it's just kind of decorated. We got armor sets on top there, and, we got the full skeleton trophy up there. Suits of armor kind of dotted around, trophies and tools on the wall and stuff. It's a place that's, like, lived in and lively. So just kind of, taking it in. And we both work full time, so we were on together, but then we were not on together. So we would leave signs for each other and stuff to say, we're out searching for Haldor, or bound for the Ashlands now, or whatever. Now it's raining here, so I really wanted to showcase this place when it was nice out. But we'll just have to go with the flow. So this place, it's got a nice back crafting area. Um, we got the smelting area. We have the blast furnace for cooking black metal and whatnot. Cart for storage. Flame metal, black metal. We have a nice little hot tub here. Keep that going for comfort. We built this lighthouse and wizard fishing hut. So lighthouse is just simple little lighthouse, just kind of experimenting with round shaped buildings. These stairs are kind of jank, but it gets the job done. Come up here, tend to the lighthouse, get a good view of the surrounding area when it's not rainy and foggy. But that's Valheim for you. We got a longhouse. This is the longhouse. Uh, this was supposed to. So one building here. This one is like crafting and storage and convenient and sleep and comfort. That's the mother house, and then this one is your longhouse, and this is like this was built to be like the mead hall, uh, the dining hall, mead hall. Um, got some thrones, got your dining tables with all your cooked meats and stuff. Now, unfortunately, like I said, we didn't find Haldor, and we didn't find the witch, and we didn't find Hildur until after we found Fatter when we turned on the map. So, um, we didn't have these feasts throughout the entire game. We just kind of experimented after beating fodder and whatnot, put them out. It would have been really cool to have these through the playthrough, but we didn't. Anyway, that's the way it is. Now they're just here for mostly just decoration because they look dope. So yeah, this is the mead hall, dining hall, longhouse. I've got all the meals here. This is like top tier storage area. We got top tier armors and stuff. You got your black metal for your black forge, gilder table, magic stuff, suits of armor all over the place. A little bit different structure from your, run of the mill like log cabin. This is a little bit more extravagant. And on this side over here, there's this hexagonal gate, and this goes into kind of like the Mistlands building. We've got our photography table, which we couldn't really use because we had no map for our playthrough, but just decoration. And then down here we have our refiner. We can get our sap and our refined iter. May as well start up a load right now so you can see what it looks like. So that's like a kind of a neat little thing. You just put the soft tissue in there and through the floor. And this here, I built this like little basement area. And yeah, you just throw your iter in there, sap in there. And it's all black marble, so once you close the gate, it can just do its thing and you don't have to worry about damage to structure. So yeah, like where this build took place, this base, um, it was a nice little cove on the edge of the sea, and I kind of just kept terraforming out, like terraformed out this land and then terraformed out this land to build these three structures. And then when I was building this one, I kind of got lazy in the collecting of stone and stuff and building up the land, so I decided to just like build up the stone around in the perimeter, and then I made this basement area. And before I did this, even on the far side, I had what we called the bone mass tunnel, which was just like a bone mass swamp area, which was down here. And so when I made this, and then I made that basement, I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if I like connected the bone mass tunnel to the like Iter refinery tunnel? So then this is how this came to be. And I'll show you this now because it's like raining and it looks kind of cool when it's like this. But this is like the crypt, the tunnels underneath the main base, and it wasn't something that was planned from the beginning, but it happened, and it's kind of cool. So it's like a little secret entrance, you got a little crypt here, skulls and whatnot, and this connects right into the Ida refinery area. And go up the stairs, and you're home, or from the mother house. Now check this out. This might get a little bit confusing, but just check it out. From the mother house, this is the mother house here, the main hut, DOS boys. the main hut, we've got this here, this stair set. Now, this wasn't here in the beginning. It was like a table, and we would put all of our treasures up here. But then, once I started building that sewer down there, I added this staircase and connected it. So this whole like sewer crypt area is all connected. You can go to the Ida refinery. You can go back out to Bone Mass portal. And then we have a little vault here too. And this is where we stored all of our treasures that we found around the world. So we got lots of gold, which again, we didn't find Halder or Hilder, so we had no place to spend it. So we just stacked it all here. Yeah, so this thing is pretty cool, you know. Swamp area, sewer, crypt, whatever you want to call it, tunnel, basement. And it's all connected. I mean, you want it, again, we had like this, you could just type in whatever you wanted from the chart and go wherever you wanted from here. Originally it was connected to Bone Mass. And, you know, there's this little area, comes out to the dock. Got the wisp lights. We got easy access to the boat. And then creative use of space, you know, kind of making this tunnel, putting the smelters on top, you know, getting the most out of the area that we were building in. Easy access to the windmill, access to the lighthouse. The lighthouse has both the lighthouse, which acts as a lighthouse from afar, and then also a tower to look out on the ocean. And then down below we have this like little outdoor barbecue crafting area. This is like a full tier hearth. Plus we have 2 side-by-side stone ovens. You can cook up to like 8 things here. Just kind of cook and craft and sit and relax. Kind of get like a first-person view when you're sitting in this chair, which is nice. That's a nice picture. Yeah, there's a lot to take in, so we'll just like walk around. I kind of wish the weather would be better, but take what we can get, I guess. That's Valheim for you. As soon as you want to do something like build or showcase your home, it starts to rain. Light that fire out there. Yeah, so like, you know, again, we had to make paths everywhere so we wouldn't get lost, stick to the coast if possible. We had a mountain right there, so easy to get like silver down to here. This is why we called it the silver base. Yeah. And up here is like the honeypot area. So this is like the honey tree. This is easy access to honey, just like, you know, sometimes you gotta jump up and get it, but mostly it's easy to acquire. Just run around the tree, collect honey. Pretty little park, kind of like a semi-unfinished area versus this has all got the wall around it. Got the turret up there. That's set to gray dwarves because they seem to cause the most trouble throwing the rocks. Yeah, so like this area is connected to the front of the warehouse style, you know, main house, mother house. These are like, this is it. We got different portals to like major points of interest. So this, we'll show you that in a bit. Like this is the Queen Puff place. That was like our Puff farm. Ash 3, that's like a jump off point just before the Ashlands. On this side of the mother house, So like one side we got the longhouse with the dining hall and everything. Then we got the Eider crafting area, and then on this side we another reason we decided to settle here was because these 2-star boars. So I've never got 2-star boars in this game before, and a mapless playthrough with 2-star boars was awesome. Like lots of meat, lots of leather scraps. So this was a great spot for these guys. Got lucky with them. And then again, I was like, man, we're like all close to all the biomes. So anyway, I got these wolves from the mountain, and these guys, they're just they're they're 0 stars. But cool to have wolves around. So I built this little wolf den for them. Kind of neat. And then we found that tower without finding Hilda. We found her like battle tower place, so we took that over and we ended up getting chickens. We got lucky with that because we didn't find Haldor. The only other place to get chickens in this game is Haldor or that sealed tower. So anyway, we got chickens. We got lucky with that, so we built them a little chicken area where we can get eggs and chickens. Got a nice little cute little chicken coop there and a fire. You can keep growing your chickens. Chicken chasing Vikings. Okay. Very nice. And then eventually end tier. I was like, if we got boars and we got wolves and we got chickens, why not complete the set? So, we built this like zoo. Got like a watchtower. And on one side we have Das Askvins. And I stopped feeding these guys because they just get ridiculous, but it is useful to have like easy access to skins. And these are 1-star Askvins, so not 2-star, but still worth the effort to get those guys just to get the skins. But then once you're done with them, I recommend having just 2 around, just for decoration. And same with these guys. I mean, you can ride them and whatnot, but it's not really all that. It's just good for their resources. And then once you're done, I just stop feeding them because it gets crazy. So yeah, nice little watchtower. And it'll be kind of cool to walk around this place at night too. And who knows, maybe tomorrow morning we'll get a nice day. We can check it out. This will be a somewhat long video, so grab a snack, grab something to eat, grab a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Just kind of gonna go on a little adventure together in this place. World tour of our no map playthrough on the After Midnight Noodles channel. We're gonna try and work on more, more streaming and more videos. I've finally gotten settled in my life. We're finally settled in our house and settled in our job and settled in, so might have more time to make more consistent content on YouTube. See where it goes. I'm not very good at editing it or these videos. It's just like, we'll get better at it though. Yeah, I guess we'll just do like a nighttime walk around for a bit, sleep, and then continue the journey. So yeah, nice little watchtower. You can watch over all the animals from there. This is like I guess like a Viking castle, basically. The section of wall is kind of like unfinished or ruined, just for decoration purposes. Got a nice little fire area back here. Yeah, we should go to sleep though, so we don't get. I mean, we beat fodder, so you can get those. You can get those ass guys in the meadows, and I'm not really prepared to fight them right now. But yeah, it's cool to walk around this place at night, especially with a lantern in your hand. It's really, I like all the lights. It's, the one thing I have with this game is trying to keep all these darn things lit. Like if the developers just came up with like a, end game way of keeping these lit without having to do it yourself, like just like an item that would work within a radius and keep all your torches lit. I don't care about the fires, but the torches in my main base, I want them all to be lit all the time. Let's pick up a lantern, do like a nighttime walk around. Hopefully we don't get attacked. Let's go down the cellar. Cellar looks dope at night. So like from here you can go downstairs. Do the slow walk. Stop. Hit Q and turn your camera. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. That looks cool. Like this sewer feature is probably the coolest feature I've ever done on a playthrough. Like the shadows look dope walking down here. Don't they? That looks cool. It's hardcore Viking. You can go up there to the dock and back to the crafting. You can go in there to go to different, wherever you want to go, bone mass, whatever, just type it in. And then this comes out to, we built a bar towards the end. Once we got the ash wood, I spent a couple days just like, farming ash wood and built this here tavern. So I'll try to show you the front of it in the daytime too, because night and day looks dope either way. Yeah, I like built an area for like the big old ship, and a place to retire our ashland tools, the battering ram, and this one here, the catapult. Both useful tools for the ashlands. Nice little fancy wall. And this is like a little road. Again, we were a mapless playthrough, no map, so we had to make roads pretty much everywhere we went, and signs and whatnot to keep track of where we were. I'll show you that in the daytime. It's kind of creepy to walk up there at night. I don't want to get attacked by an ashland creature. I'm not ready to fight him yet. A little statue. Nice big oak tree. Here again, this connects to the sewer, and then you can go into the basement of the tavern. And the basement of the tavern is kind of a scary place. I mean, it's it's smoky down here. You've got a caged Askfin, 1 star. Then we've got some prisoners here. We've got Barry and Barry's twin evil brother, and these guys kept throwing rocks. So I don't know why they keep throwing rocks, but people don't like them throwing rocks. So they're in timeout in the basement, and we've got another tier 1 Askfin over here. So this is a cozy little spot in the basement of the tavern, and of course there's stairs that lead up into the tavern from the basement, and it's connected to the sewer area, like an underground secret entrance into the base. Of course, you got the front steps leading up to the door. We got the medieval style sign there. Is it tavern? And when you come back from your adventures, it's nice to have a nice cozy place to have a meal and a drink and sit by the fire and exchange stories, your Viking stories. Where you went in the land of Valheim. And of course we have Gary. Gary's the bartender. And he seems to be passive, even though he's got a red life bar there. I don't know if it's the fires or whatnot, but he's just passive and he just walks around and he looks like he's doing something. Looks like he's keeping busy. So yeah, this is the tavern. The tavern. Nice little bar. Potions for decorations, and we started a fish wall. We still haven't got the fish hat yet. We still have more to catch, but we're getting there. And again, I just put these barrels down like last night after beating fodder. We didn't have the traders, so we couldn't get the access to the barrel rings. But now that we have them, we started this fishing journey as a post game kind of thing to do, I guess. So yeah, this is the tavern. Um, this is a like medieval style, big old A-frame roof. Um, I really do enjoy the building in this game. It really is awesome. You can make some really cool structures. Anyway, let's go to sleep. Let's just walk back this way. Yeah. So yeah, you can see the lighthouse. This place looks really awesome at night. Like, got a little fruit and vegetable stand here. Got a nice garden, conveniently located. Plant your turnips and your carrots and your onions. This overhang is pretty cool. Again, that's connected into the sewer. Got the serpent trophy. We're gonna have to use that to get the deep water fish, I think. So we're gonna have to find another serpent trophy somewhere. So yeah, it's a cozy little spot. You know, it's you can drag a cart down through here. That was the idea of this. I wanted to have it. We wanted to have it connected, but we wanted to have it kind of open. So this is like a narrow, you know, medieval street. We got our carts. It's like old and new, kind of like meshed in. Walk all around. Got some bad guys there. He can see me. We're gonna have to kill him. Now let's just go for a little rip. Don't have much health left, but it's like just free resources out front of here at night. It's pretty fun. All right, let's go to sleep so we don't get attacked. It's not too late. Might be morning now. Okay. Anyway, let's try and speed this up because there's a lot to show still. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, it's good morning. Good morning. Day 905. Wow. Yeah, we've been playing this no map for like, you know, a month and a half. So it's kind of fun to at the end, after beating the final boss, just turn on the map and do a world tour and see where we went wrong and all of our trials and errors, trying to find everything. Yeah, this is the silver base. This is probably one of my favorite builds in the world so far. Just worked out really nicely with the swamp and everything so close by. Swamp and the plains and the mountains and the meadows and the Black Forest all in one little spot. Perfect. Yeah. Take a walk down this here path. I'll just show you kind of like the process of how we went about doing things. And then we'll come back and take a look at this place in the day and then check out some of the like the little mini outposts that we made along the way. So yeah, this is like you know, a cobblestone path. And spent a lot of time up and down this path. when we first landed, we landed here. And we thought we were going to like use this building to start a little settlement, but it ended up being a little bit too close to the plains and the swamp, so that's when we decided to move it back over there towards the Black Forest. And it kind of worked out because, you know, we were still needing lots of copper and tin, and you know, we didn't want to get raided by goblins like at nighttime and stuff like that. So we wanted to play it a little bit safe. But anyway, we were up and down this a lot. Like these trees came and went. Like we planted them, harvested them, planted them again a few times. But yeah, the swamp was just over there, so unfortunately there was no crypts in there, but we could still get blood bags and other swamp materials. We did end up going across to that swamp, which is where we found bone mass across the way here. Because like we were looking around here and I think we could see trees across or something, and we were like, okay, let's go. So we did that. But this was like the plains up this way. I don't have any food on me, so this is probably not the best idea. Well, don't have to go all the way in. Anyway, we had like a watchtower there. We took out a village. This is where we like got some black metal a little bit earlier than we were supposed to, kind of thing. Although it wasn't useful until we got the blast furnace, but you know. So yeah, nice cozy little friggin' cove to be settled on. Like nice little natural harbor here. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's do a walk through the town at daytime so we can see everything. Yeah. This place came out pretty cool. Lots of grinding for stone and different materials, especially ashwood. Ashwood is so painful to try and get because it's just basically a constant war the entire time. You're being attacked, you're trying to get trees, you're being attacked, you're trying to get trees. So yeah, anyway, I like building this tavern. I built this is the second time I built it. I will probably do a video of how this is built, like a play-by-play build video. I've built this a couple different ways, similar style each time. It's pretty easy, but it takes a little bit of work, especially the roof. I mean, it's just so big, and I don't want pillars all over the place. So you really have to build like the skeleton of the building, like you would, you know, proper foundation, etc. Well, I think it looks pretty dope. This is just a fun little like fruit stand. Just use stairs and like the big like the starter roofs. Kind of give it that look. Yeah. And this is the coolest feature too, man. Like the basement, easy access to the basement. And of course, this is connected to the upstairs. Easy access to upstairs. Everything's like as it would be if this was real. The bar in the day looks awesome. It's awesome at night. Lots of things going on, kind of like looks like a busy, lively place. We got Gary the Grayling as the bartender. And I like this base because it faces east, faces the root of the tree, so you get a nice sunrise over the bay here. So again, nice little garden. Plant all your turnips and your carrots. this fence goes all the way around. And once we got these vine berries, this was a good place to grow these. Kind of like on the side of the building and the wall. I love the overhang and the tunnel. We got the boar farm. Got the mother house, hot tub, crafting area, smelting area. We've got the longhouse, and it's connected, but you can easily get a cart in and out and around. This is like the mead and the meal hall. All fancy, lots of decorations. Again, we got the lighthouse, easy access to the lighthouse with the stairs up there to like refuel the fire. You can see this from like the ocean, so we always have a beacon, a way to find home easily. This is a nice top tier cooking area. All the magic foods are down this way. I was playing as a mage for most of the Ashlands part of the game, so spent a lot of time cooking in that spot. Yeah. Nice little crafting area. And this is all connected. So yeah, I think it came up pretty good. This is what we called the silver base. We got a zoo, we got the mother house, the long house, the mist house, the lighthouse. Let's get up high and just take a bird's eye view. Looks pretty good. We got the tavern, we got the zoo, and we got the watchtower. Everything is laid out nicely, terraformed, terraced, kind of like build, overlooking the bay. Easy access to the Black Forest, easy access to the mountain, easy access to the plains, and pretty good easy access to the biome, the swamp biome. And you can parkour pretty awesome. Pretty much jump to every structure. Okay, let's go check out some of the outposts. There's a few of them. Let's get some food though, so we don't die. Yeah. Okay. So, the first outpost I think is Yag, and I think to go there right now the portal is back at the starter base. So let's check that out. So 4 and so Yag. Okay. So we started here, main base, and then we went to the iron base, which was portal 4, and that was down by Elder. And then we went up to spawn, then down to Elder for beginning of iron, then back up past spawn by mistake, landed here, settled the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of Silver. And then we went on to find Yagluth. And so this is Yag base here. We'll take you there. Let's do it. Let's finish this up. It's probably too long, but whatever. Hopefully it's entertaining. Okay, so this is the Yag base. And for this, I decided to do something a little bit different. This is like what do you call a yurt style build. Um, so this is kind of like, a teenage Vikings like room, I guess. You got like all the signs on the wall, stowers told. Yaglu sucks. Keep calm, sail on. Vikings rule. Down with goblins. Eat, sleep, sail, repeat. Just like, you know, nice little crafting area. We got like a top tier crafting forge here and a top tier bench. And we spent a lot of time here gathering black metal and also made our farm for barley and flax here. Took over this little village. Um, Also, my buddy pioneered this structure, which is right next to the Yaglu spawn. We were able to preserve this when we fought Yaglus, which was kind of cool. We might have future plans to like make this like you know, a, a stone tower like village. Anyway, he did this one awesome build. I thought it was really, really cool. We'll check the inside of that out in a little bit. Yeah, so this is kind of where we it's foggy, so you can't see the tower, but the seal tower is right there. So I don't know if you can see it from here or not, but anyway, it's right there. So we did the seal tower. That's where we got eggs. Got lots of black metal from here. Um, it was pretty simple sailing this back to our silver base here. I pretty much got to know this neighborhood pretty well with no map, and was able to sail black metal home here quite easily. Plus, I mean, we had the plains here too, so getting black metal was pretty simple. Um, but yeah, we got lots of stuff through here. Yeah, it's a nice, interesting little build, right? We got the yurt style crafting area. I think I built this so I could bring home. Yeah, I built that so I could bring home the treasure that you got from the seal tower. So I can show you. I think I can show you my buddy's build here. Let's see. Yeah. So this is what we were looking at from down below. So just a little basic, just like kind of experimenting with these like overhanging builds. I was really kind of hoping we were going to add more and more to this. We may, but working full time is kind of hard to get the time to do things like this. But this is friggin' awesome. If it wasn't foggy, you get a really good view. So very interesting build by my buddy. Now, so yeah, this is the Yaglu's build. I called it. Right at the spawn, like really friggin' conveniently located, right on the ocean, easy to sail stuff back home. Got our own private little cloudberry farm here. Nice smelting area. Cozy little Viking hut. Now, so after beating Yag loose, we decided to head to the Mistlands. And so we found Mistlands not far from the Yagluth area, so back to the map, which we didn't have. Um, we just kind of winged it, I think. We just sailed up this way, I think, and found the mists, and we settled in a place called Puff Place. Let's see where on the map that is. So I'm not sure, but it'd be interesting to see. Okay, so let's see here. Ah, there we are. Right. So, This is where we were for Yagluth. This is where that yurt style base was. So from Silver, without a map, we found our way to Yag, and then from Yag, we knew we had to get to Mist. So we went up this way, and we saw the mist on the other side of the plains. And we said, well, that looks like a pretty good spot to start. You know, it's a pretty good, like we're confident with the plains biome now. We could start here. This will be easy access to the mist. So we settled this place, and this is called the Puff Place. And again, it's super foggy, so it's kind of hard to see, and it's in the mist, but it's right on the edge of the mist and the plains, and this is where we had our Jotun Puff and our mushroom farm and our sap extractor farm. And this place, there was so many of these roots like next to each other. This was like the coolest place to settle because of all the roots, like right on the edge here. It worked out pretty good. Like the ocean's down there, which you can't see because it's super friggin' misty. Am I gonna have to fight this Lox? Maybe not. He's mad, or he's like curious. I'll just fight him. It won't take me long. Is he dead? Yeah. I killed him so fast. Woo! Yeah. You can't really see the ocean. Oh, there's the ocean. It's clearing up a bit. So yeah, we like landed there. We like again, we were building paths everywhere because we didn't want to get lost, especially when you land on a new area. It'd be very scary without a map. We took over this village, and then we saw all these roots up here. Hopefully that guy doesn't get mad too. I can kill him easy, but saw all these roots here. I was like, man, we're settling a spot here, you know, on the edge of the mist. So yeah, I like terraformed this spot. This is like the Puff farm. Well guarded little Viking hut. It's got a stone wall built into the side of the cliff. Um, Easy access to the roots and a little bit of land to farm with. Like you don't need much, but this worked out really nicely. And like cozy. So we sailed all the metals home, I think, but we got some metals from here. And I mean, the Mistlands is a pretty great place to get metals. Like you can get copper and iron from like all the different armors that are scattered around on the bridges and whatnot. So yeah, this is the Puff Place. Now, I think that was really the only Mistlands base that we made. Oh, well, on the way to the Queen anyway. We made another one down towards Ashlands, which I'll show you now, I guess. Or maybe we'll sleep first. Yeah, let's do a sleep and continue on. We're almost there. Empty my pockets a bit. All right, let's head to the Ash 3 base, I call it, or Castle Rock. So this is our main silver base. From here, from after we did the Puff place, which is here, we then went to Ash 3. So after we beat the Queen, here I'll show you. I'll just step away from that so we don't get all that noise. Um, okay. So where were we? We were up here. So Yag loose, and then this is Puff Place. I'll put a little campfire there so we can remember. So that's roughly Puff Place here. And then from Puff Place, man, we had some trouble finding the Queen. I mean, we were all over the Mistlands. It took us probably about a week and a half, maybe 2 full weeks of real time to track her down with no map. But we eventually did. We found our way around. We persevered. We did a bunch of different, you know, infested mines and crypts and whatnot. Finally found her here. There was no real need to make any other major Mistland base. This was kind of the Mistland base here, but we did find what we needed along the way, and we've got portals throughout. Nothing really all that special. Obviously, we kept a queen portal so we can go back and fight her whenever we want if we want to. And actually, you know what? We didn't have any deaths in any of the bosses until we got to Ashlands, and that's a whole other story. And we're going to get there now. So let's go check out Ash 3. So this is Ash 3, aka Castle Rock. And this was a place that we got to on our way to Ashlands. So I'll just bring up the map again real quick. So after beating the Queen, um, we set sail south. We knew we had to go south, so we loaded up our boat with like everything, not knowing what would happen to us. We went south, and we ended up here, Castle Rock. And this was like a little, like, it pretty much looked like that one over there. It was like something like that, just like a random rock on the edge of the mist overlooking the Ashland Ocean. So I built this place, Castle Rock. So, we had our ship here at one point, and we loaded all of our metals here. We brought some metals. So from Castle Rock, see, it was just like Ashland Ocean is just right here. So we could see it. So we were like, okay, let's stop and let's make a little spot where we can just sail down. And if we die or things go south, then we always have an easy way back here, right? That was the idea. So anyway, we built this place. It's kind of extravagant. It's actually one of my favorite builds that I've done in any game. Uh, kind of tested when I was out of my comfort zone. Like, I'm used to kind of building on a grid, and my buddies, you know, it's just interesting to like. It's just interesting to experiment and to try something different. So this is kind of like a wizardry tower looking spot. Um, it's got the staircase leading all the way up to the castle at the top of the rock. Nice little barbecue area, nice little garden area. Now I couldn't actually plant these, so I had to make item stands and farm some fine wood trees and whatnot. But just like decorating and building and stuff. So janky little staircase kind of makes its way up the side of the rock. At the top, we have just a nice little cozy little house, like a wizard house. I mean, I was playing a mage, so I was kind of role playing wizard, right? So I built this little spot. It's got like comfort of like 9 or 10, and just kind of sit here, and I think that's a pretty cool picture right there. Yeah, and it's got a little porch. See, you can see the friggin' you can see the Ashland Ocean there, the line of it, right? So we got to that line, and we are like, all right, you know what? Let's just stop for the night. Let's like just kind of like just chill. We'll build a little spot, and we'll meet up and go to the Ashlands like another day kind of thing, you know. So I had a few days here in between playthroughs where it's like, okay, I was just like, we were waiting for the good time to get together. Again, we both work full-time jobs. My buddy's a programmer and I'm paramedic 4 days a week, so I'm pretty busy. Plus, family time and all that stuff. So yeah, Castle Rock. I wanted to make it kind of like elegant and different from my regular kind of like, on-grid builds. It was really challenging to build this in survival on the edge of that rock. Like, I had to build scaffolding all the way around to get the stone where I wanted it and stuff like that. It's really fun with a feather cape. You can kind of just like jump off and soar to the bottom. But yeah, the staircase is pretty cool. Just like overhangs. Yeah, I'm really a big fan of this build. I really am. I like it a lot. It's neat. No smelting area, crafting area. It's just a tier 1 bench, nothing crazy. Mostly just decoration. Again, I don't know why we sailed all these metals down, but we just never knew. With no map, we just didn't know what would happen. I mean, if we lost the portal that we were carrying, I don't know. So better to be prepared. Rather need it and not have it than not have it and need it kind of thing. So yeah, this is Castle Rock. Just sit here and kind of like admire the view. And this is good fishing too. Good fishing, good getting some rabbits from here. The occasional Jarl comes to attack, but for the most part, it's a pretty safe area out on the rock. I think that looks sick. Castle Rock. Alright, I got one more place to show you, and then let's finish this thing up. Again, back at the main base. This place here, this was another buddy who didn't play as often with us. He just built like a little kind of shack for himself, like a little barracks house. And we made the queen portal there. Alright, so yeah, to go where I need to go now, let's just do a walk around, I guess. This is I love this zoo area. Chickens, pigs. We got the locks, the locks. Easy access to them. Kind of got like the behind area of the tavern. Kind of like an unfinished area, but it kind of meshes well, I guess. Not really the biggest fan of this wall, but again, it's survival mode. Is what it is. This is kind of like empty space, but I was just trying to make it all neat and tidy, and just late nights eating snacks, staying up late, building and crafting, and just kind of having fun. That's what I like about this game. I like the building and the decorating and designing and stuff. It's very entertaining. Nice little watchtower. Yeah. I think after this, I'm probably going to take a break until the Deep North comes out. Take a break for the summer. I mean, we'll see. We're going to try and do more content videos and stuff like that. we'll see if we can get into some like let's play videos where I'm taking you on a journey through our playthroughs instead of just showing you world tours at the end. Just depends on like how work goes and you know how practiced I can get at making YouTube videos. All right, I got one more place to show you, and then let's wrap it up. So, towards the end, once we got down to Ashlands, we just bought and beat fodder last night. Um, while I was waiting to do that with my buddy, because we had to line our schedules up, um, I built this little monster farm. So I've done this monster farm in uh, many different playthroughs. I just did a video on how to build it last night. Again, it's not a very good video. I'm not very good at making videos. I'll probably just speed this one up, whatever. I just want the video log of it. But anyway, I was playing as a mage mostly up until last night is when I changed all my hotbar stuff. But I was playing for him as a mage for the battle. Um, I'm just gonna turn this back to something here. So I was playing as a mage up until the fodder battle, and so I made this little monster farm so that we could work on our skill levels. Now you can come in here and work on any skill level you want. It's a fun little place to kind of just level up. I mean, we have a comfort of 6 or 7 or 8. You could up that as much as you want. It's best for a mage because to upgrade your blood magic, basically all you do. Actually, you know what? No, we won't. Anyway, to upgrade your blood magic, all you do is you just spawn in your little skeleton guys, and the idea is you can just spawn in your skeleton guys and then sit back here, kind of AFK, and let your skeleton dudes fight the spawns. So this little monster spawner will spawn the monsters in, and if you're a mage and you got your skeleton dudes, you can kind of just be AFK in here or whatever, and let your skeletons fight them, and at the same time increase your skill level. Or, say you want to increase your axe skill. You just come here and just kind of like, safely upgrade your skill level. Or if you wanted to do spear or whatever you're using, you can just kind of come in here and it's a safe place to just kind of farm monsters, or work on your aim or whatever. Like, or what I used to do before was I would put fire pits like hearths all in the middle. These big ones, and they would just literally just fall into the fire, and you would just passively collect resources. I mean, you'd have to come in and repair stuff over time, right? But nothing too crazy. Already, I've gotten a bunch of resources just by farming these guys this way. The monster farm works out pretty good. It's a really easy build. I made a video last night, put it up last night on YouTube, just to kind of show you guys how it's done. It's really simple. Just like dig a pit in around the monster spawner, build yourself a little AFK hut with some comfort and some storage. Yeah, farm monsters. Get lots of like heads and lots of sap and wood and stone and gray dwarf eyes. I'll show you the top of it. Nothing special. It's literally like most of the spawners I think we found throughout our no map playthrough. We destroyed. Just, they were just a nuisance. But this one the other day when I was waiting to link up with my buddy to fight the final boss, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna level up my skills a bit, sharpen up my skills. I'll show you my skills here. So again, like the Ashlands kind of destroys your character. Like, you know, died probably 3 or 4 times trying to fight that final boss last night. Well, this is where my skills are at after the fight. So, you know, 84 run, 72 jump, farming's up to 38, crafting's just under 40. Um, Again, I was using magic for the boss battle in the Ashlands, so my elemental is good. I was trying to get my blood magic higher, but it's really a challenge. Um, I was using spears mostly, so my spear is, you know, fairly decent. But yeah, Ashlands takes its toll on your skills. That's for sure. So yeah, this is where is this located? This is by the smoldering tomb. So I did this last night after beating fodder as well. Just kind of sailed down, got these guys after we turned on the map and went and located all the traders and stuff. 'Cause, I think we'll be starting a new map pretty soon. We'll do like a no map, no portal playthrough, and I'm not going to be in any rush for that. But I think the next playthrough I do before the Deep North will be a no map, no portal playthrough, and I think I might even do you know, do some videos on that one. So yeah, this place is pretty cool. Not much, but it kind of looks like a little hobbit hole. Like how it turned out. Didn't take me long, just took me probably about an hour or so. Real time. But yeah, that's basically it, folks. I mean, just wanted to give you a quick, well, not a quick, but a detailed world tour. You know, comfy, cozy, after midnight noodle style, you know, janky video tour of our world. So this is After Midnight Noodles. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and or leave a comment. Um, I'm always interested in feedback and tips and tricks on how to make better videos, and hopefully I inspired people to kind of be creative in Valheim and try things you're not comfortable with. And you know, I really look forward to seeing other people's builds up on the social networks. And yeah, this is After Midnight Noodles signing off. We will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.